Braves are tied for first place. They can win the Missouri Valley Conference. They control their own destiny. And the first of those 5 games is here tonight against the Creighton Bluejays. Hello again, everybody. This is Mark Strauss along with Lee Hall, and tonight we're at the Omaha Civic Auditorium in Omaha, Nebraska. When these teams met last, a month ago, the Braves demolished Creighton 95-67. Percy Hawkins had 30 points that night, but on this night he has a sore ankle. He will play and he will start, but they'll keep a close eye on him. Meantime, Lee, the Braves can't have their eye on Tulsa or Illinois State just yet. They've got to worry about these guys.
Well, after Illinois State beat Tulsa yesterday, it's really easy for Bradley to do that. They have to guard against that. Creighton is really tough here at home. 7 of their 8 wins are right here in Omaha. Bradley has to come out with just as much intensity tonight as they did the other day against Wichita State.
So it's Bradley and Creighton, and we'll be back with the starting. Some very famous feet. The famous feet of Percy Hawkins. And he's walking on both of them tonight. On Saturday against Wichita in the overtime, he had to be helped to the locker room. But he will start tonight, and he's feeling almost up to par. They are introducing the players here at the Omaha Civic Auditorium. Creighton, as Lee Hall mentioned, has won 7 of its 8 games here. And they come in with a record of 8-15. They are 3-7 in the Missouri Valley. And there's Percy Hawkins as he trots out. Looks none the worse for wear. He practiced today and yesterday.
6'4" senior from Huddersfield, Georgia,
Kenny Evans, his opposite number on the Creighton Bluejays, starting at the other guard spot. We'll run down all of the starting lineups before the opening tip-off. Anthony Manuel starting in the backcourt with Percy Hawkins tonight. And Rod Mason, the senior, will start in the other backcourt position. We'll run down all the starting lineups and have our opening tip-off for you in just a minute. There's the starting 5 for the Braves. Greg Jones and Jerry Thomas up front. Luke Jackson at center. Anthony Manuel and Percy Hawkins are the guards. For Creighton, it'll be Gary Swain and Todd Eisner at the forwards. Mike Pomeroy the center. Kenny Evans and Rod Mason are the guards. We'll talk more about them later. Right now, our opening tip, and it's controlled by the Braves as Luke Jackson outskies Mike Pomeroy.
Mark, I think the thing that's very important for Bradley is to jump right out front, get into their game plan, really move the ball up the floor. That's exactly the opposite of what Creighton wants to do.
Inside to Luke Jackson, who connects on the short hook. And it's good to see Luke score right away. The Braves on the scoreboard first, only 21 seconds into the ball game. This is number 24, Rod Mason. Gives it up to Evans. Into the corner it goes. Back outside to Todd Eisner, a freshman, one of 7 freshmen that Tony Baroni's had to work with this year.
Bradley in their man-to-man. That's a good matchup to watch right there. Kenny Evans and Jerry Thomas.
Here's the cutter. Evans lost the ball, picked up by Anthony Manuel. Into the front court he comes for Bradley. Drives down the lane, dumps it off to Jones, who doesn't have a shot. Evans picks him up, and now Manuel. Outside to Thomas. And the Braves will set up from the top of the circle. Just underway here at the Omaha Civic Auditorium. 2-0 Braves on Luke Jackson's basket. And here he is again.
Creighton in a 2-3 zone.
Kenny Evans with a rebound. He leads the club in that department with 7.7. And Rod Mason walks the ball up the floor.
Creighton's definitely not in any hurry, as we mentioned before. They want to get in the half-court game, take their time.
Count the basket, and Evans will go to the foul line. And Ron Olesiak races over to the scoring table and calls the foul against Bradley's Luke Jackson. So he continues his trend as Tony Baroni shouts instructions to his team.
Kenny Evans is a lot like Hawk. He's only 6'4", but he can go in there inside and play with the big man. We saw the game earlier this season. He did a really good defensive job on DePaul's Dallas Comegys for about a half, and he rebounded well in that game too.
Had 16 rebounds in the game earlier this year at Peoria.
There's another one.
Short on the jumper. Anthony Manuel there in the middle of the pack to come up with a carom. The running Braves to Jones. And so Anthony Manuel has his first assist of the night. Greg Jones his first points, and the Braves lead 4-2 with 18 minutes to play in the first half.
Creighton tried to stay with Bradley and ran that last time down the floor. They just don't have the experience at it that Bradley does.
Gary Swain into the lane with a fall-away jump, ties the game. The Blue Jays shot terribly in Peoria. Only about 27% in the first half, while the Braves went crazy in that first half. 81.5%. Inside it goes to Greg Jones. He's got 4 of the Braves' 6 points, and they're on top by 2.
An interesting point about Creighton the last time down. Anthony Manuel is guarding Gary Swain. Swain's got about a 4 or 5 inch height advantage on Anthony. That allowed him to make that last shot. Anthony was right in his face, but Anthony's face is about Swain's chest level, so that height advantage, there you see him trying to post up inside.
Anthony Manuel's listed at 5'11". Should have a question mark next to it. Here's Evans with a three-pointer, and he drains it. This is a pretty good three-point shooting team. 5 points for Evans. Here come the Braves. The pass behind the back of Hersey Hawkins, who wasn't looking. Evans. And Bradley wants...
The call there, Mark. When Luke took the ball out of bounds, he stepped over the line. He wasn't quite out of bounds when he threw the ball back in. The official called him on it.
And so with a 9-6 lead, Creighton will have the ball back on what could be a costly turnover. Mason off the inbound, feeds inside to Bill Nygaard just into the ball game. He's another freshman from Oklahoma. 6'8", 190-pounder. Inside Swain with a turnaround. Hawkins has it stripped away. 11-6 in favor of Creighton. Here's Rod Mason driving, shooting, and missing, but he's fouled on the play by Luke Jackson, who has 2 fouls already, plus that turnover. So Luke's trip to Omaha so far, not very successful.
Mason showed really good quickness. He blew right by Hawk out top. We'll take a look at it. Goes right by Hawk, who tried to pick up the charge. He's called for the block instead.
Our officials tonight, Ron Olesiak, Dan Chrisman, and Tom O'Neill. This is Kenny Evans, turning, shooting, and missing. And then on the rebound, we get a whistle, and the Braves will get the ball. Billy Nygaard, number 40, charged with his first. And the Braves down 11-6.
Sure is a turnaround from the game in Peoria. Bradley shot 82% and blew Creighton out right away.
There's Rod Mason, who fouled Anthony Manuel. They're expecting one of their better crowds of the year here at the auditorium in Omaha.
And that's no surprise. We saw that at Southern Illinois. This is a game of the year for these guys, too. They're 3-7 in the Valley. They've got absolutely nothing to lose.
Tony Baroni's team got off to a 4-1 start this year, but since then they've gone 4-14, including an 8-game losing streak. Stolen, then re-stripped by Hawkins. Up top, Anthony Manuel. The Braves have Luke Jackson, Greg Jones, and Jerry Thomas up front. Here's Hersey Hawkins from the baseline. Couldn't drain the shot. And Rod Mason walks the ball up the floor for Tony Baroni's club. Swain spills off the rim. Evans underneath, goes up in a crowd and scores. And Kenny Evans already with 9 points. 9 of the 13 for Creighton.
They really got to shut him off the boards.
A three-pointer. Braves not shooting well here in the early going. And Evans hustles after the loose ball. And the Blue Jays with an opportunity to increase a 13-6 lead with 14:45 to play in the first half. This is Todd Eisner, number 23, to Evans. You've seen plenty of him already. He has 9 points. Inside, the ball tipped away by Jones, picked up by Manuel. To Luke Jackson for the quick jumper. That's an air ball. Jerry Thomas hits the underside of the rim, and the Braves shooting horrendously so far.
They've come out about about as flat as the state of Nebraska here in the early going.
Creighton took too long to get the ball over midcourt. The Braves will take over, and Donald Powell will take over for Luke Jackson, I believe, as the Braves make some substitutions.
As you look at the Creighton Bluejay, we're back in Omaha. Coming up later in the game, we'll name a North Point Video Plaza Video Player of the Game. North Point Plaza Video will make a donation in the name of that player to Bradley University's General Scholarship Fund. We might have to have a write-in ballot tonight. Nobody on Bradley's doing very well so far.
And a walking call against the Braves after the timeout. Bradley trailing 13-6 and shooting only 30%, 3 of their first 10. This is more like the Creighton performance from the field in the early going of the game on January 22nd in Peoria. Here's the bounce to Evans, and he just can't miss. 11 points for Kenny Evans.
You know, Bradley did a really good defensive job on Evans at the Civic Center. He was held for 1 for 9 from the field in the first half. He's knocking everything down so far.
Anthony Manuel open for the jumper, and it rattles in. Donald Powell now playing the pivot for Luke Jackson, who left after his second foul. The Braves finally break the scoring drought. Gary Swain outside to Mason, fakes the shot to Evans, who's got the hot hand. It spills off the rim, and then Nygaard is fouled by Donald Powell.
Looked like Donald had pretty good position on that rebound. That looked like Nygaard was on his back. Maybe not. I stand corrected. I think Bradley leaps a little better, but Creighton's doing an excellent job of going hard to the boards.
Nygaard shooting 78% from the line. From Oklahoma, where he was an all-state high school basketball player. He was also recruited by Houston and Lamar. He came up here to join Tony Baroni as part of his first recruiting class.
He really bangs inside. I figured it might take him a couple of years to give Bradley some trouble, but he's doing pretty well so far.
Does fine at the free throw line, giving the Blue Jays a 17-8 lead. Then Mason steals, and Evans has it blocked by Hersey Hawkins. Fans here want a goaltend. Here's the Hawk at the foul line, looking for an outlet. Finds Manuel, back to Hawkins. Nobody on him, so he shoots and misses off the back iron. And Hersey hasn't scored yet. Pull-up pop by Eisner over the backboard, and that'll give the ball to Bradley. Hersey Hawkins is only 61 points away from setting the Bradley single-season scoring record. That would mean he'd have to average about 16 points a game. But he's got a big goose egg in his column right now.
Well, he's having a tough time getting into the flow of the game. I don't know that the ankle's really bothering him a lot. But sometimes when you have an injury, you tend to favor it just a little bit. That'll throw off your shooting touch.
Right now, the Braves with no passing touch as they throw it away again. Creighton trying to build up on a 9-point lead. And Swain shoots from the foul line. Rebound batted around. Last touch by Wilson, who apparently stepped on the line. Len Bertolini into the game, coming off that big 10-point performance against Wichita on Saturday. He kept him in the game with those three-pointers. Anthony Manuel out of the ball game after throwing a couple of passes away. So it's Hawkins, Bertolini, Paul Wilson, Donald Powell, and Jerry Thomas. Evans drives on Hawkins, and he stepped on the baseline. So finally a break for the Braves. Hawk playing good defense there.
Did a really good job. That's exactly what you want to do when you're down on the baseline. You want to turn him that way, and he ran out of real estate.
Here's Len Bertolini spinning top of the circle. The Hawk left wing outside. Wilson almost thrown away, and the loose ball is batted out of bounds, but the Braves will retain possession.
Bradley's really making some ill-advised passes, and Creighton's doing a good job defensively, too. They're anticipating that pass and cutting it off.
And it goes to Bertolini. Back to Wilson, now to Bertolini. Had designs on shooting the three-pointer. defense very good so far. Donald Powell going up off the pass is fouled. And that ought to send him to the line for a couple of shots.
Boy, that just kind of makes your heart skip a beat there when you see Donald go up like that and get undercut. Bad memories of that from Evansville.
Tony Baroni with the Nolan Richardson suspenders on. Polka dot suspenders. Quite the fashion plate.
He needs a polka dot shirt if he's going to go for the Nolan Richardson look.
Not a shooting foul. The Braves inbound, trailing 17-8 with 11.5 to play in the half. Percy having some trouble handling the passes. Wilson into a crowd, out to Bertolini. No opening there. Wilson for three. Hawkins on the rebound. Bertolini a bomb. That's no good. Long rebound comes out to Todd Eisner, and Creighton runs. Eisner pulls up, almost walked. And Gary Swain says, let's cool down here and do what's right, not what's quick. This is Eisner in front of the Bradley bench, up top to Nygaard, but he walked.
Boy, there is no doubt Creighton is really fired up for this game. They're playing a whole lot better than we saw them play in Peoria.
Well, Tony said that the Braves are a very easy team to prepare for, but an impossible one to stop. You know what they're going to do. You just don't know how to defense it. And then we get a whistle away from the ball on Gary Swain of Creighton. He fouled Jerry Thomas. Swain says, hey, he hit me first.
Well, Creighton's not giving Bradley any room. You can see Mason right there going out, getting the man at the three-point line, covering everybody really tight.
Donald Powell gets the Braves into double figures finally with 10:28 to play in the first half. When was the last time the Braves were held under 10 points for over 9 minutes?
Geez, they had about 30 by this time when they played Creighton in Peoria. It was a blowout by this point in the game.
It's a 7-point lead for Creighton. This is Swain inside to Evans. He's fouled. They call a charge. And that's the second on Kenny Evans, who has fouled out of 6 games this year.
Stan Albeck sits quietly on the bench, but you know he detests that call. Even though it went his way, he doesn't like the fact that the guy could step in front of a guy in the lane, take a flop, and then get called for a charge. No argument this time.
Bradley really hasn't been able to run, and when they have, they've made some poor plays offensively and turned it over. 3-second violation against the Braves there. Mike Pomeroy checks in, number 42 for Creighton. And with 9:56 to play in the half and the Braves down by 7, we have a timeout.
To get the most from your corn crop, you need maximum performance from your corn soil insecticide. That's why top growers depend on Counter with its unique Action 3. Counter controls rootworms, wireworms, and other major corn pests 3 ways. With proven contact, systemic, and residual control for consistent control and superior performance. Put your money where your crop is. Get Counter with Action 3.
Okay. This is Bill Elliott and the Coors Racing team. Now, you might think we're sitting around here talking about hard work, determination, the winning edge, and all the skill it takes to make a great racing team and a great beer. Nah, we're talking about fast cars, pretty women, and easy drinking Coors.
But not necessarily in that order.
Really?
Design Furniture and Systems have created efficient offices for hundreds of Tri-County businesses, from interior design and space planning to product selection, coordination, and accent pieces to their experienced service department's final installation. No matter what your space or budget, Design Furniture and Systems can make your office more efficient through space-saver systems like this mobile storage unit or color-coded filing systems. Design Furniture and Systems, their professional staff represents a range of manufacturers to handle all your furniture and filing needs.
So this is February weather. Details right side.
charging foul against Kenny Evans.
A good pick right there by Todd Eisner to free up Evans. Paul Wilson does a good job of helping out. Bradley's got to do that. We're going to see him go to their 2-2-1 zone press here full court. Try and upset Creighton's ball handlers a little bit.
Braves trying to get the ball back. They haven't done much with it when they've had it. They're shooting only 35% from the field to Creighton's 54.
And that's just almost an entire turnaround. It was 82% in the first half for Bradley when they played Creighton.
Swain with a great drive to the basket. He has a half dozen. And the Blue Jays have a 9-point lead. Bradley still with the 5 that were in there before the timeout. Bertolini, Hawkins, Wilson, Powell, and Thomas. This is Paul Wilson driving and shooting over the defender. The whistle's on Mike Pomeroy. Pomeroy is 6'11". He's huge, but he's also always in foul trouble. He's fouled out of 9 games this year. In fact, he averages more fouls a game than points.
Well, he has his 2 men up front to thank for this foul. Wilson goes right by Eisner, and Pomeroy just had to help out, or he had a clean path to the basket.
Wilson sinks the first free throw, and as poorly as the Braves are shooting from the field, they can't afford to miss any charity shots. Trevor Trimpe into the ball game for Jerry Thomas, averaging 5.4 points per game. Rebound to Kenny Evans off the missed free throw by Wilson, and the Braves down 19-11. Kenny Evans double team. Gets the ball away to Renard Edwards, who just checked in. And they say that Edwards, in the scramble for the ball with Hersey Hawkins, touched it last. Bradley will regain it.
And the key there was the trap.
Bertolini with a 3-pointer. Nothing but net for Len Bertolini, who was 3 for 3 from beyond the arc against Wichita the other day. And is shooting 45% on 3-pointers this year, although he hasn't played much lately. Trevor Trimpe called on the foul. I asked Lenny after the game about his 10 points against Wichita State, and he said, I didn't think I'd have 10 points for the rest of the season.
Well, I don't think it's any secret he's not real happy about his playing time, but I tell you what, if he goes in there and does a good job like he did the other day against Wichita State, he's going to see those numbers go up.
Bertolini had 22 points in the season opener and 19 in Bradley's second game, but since then he's only averaged 4 points per game. And the Blue Jays now within 7 on that last bucket. Are up by 7 with 8:20 to play in the first half. Trimpe out to Wilson, open for the 3, and now through the hands of Bertolini and out of bounds onto the Creighton bench. The Braves are handling the basketball like it's a hand grenade.
Well, Paul Wilson and Lenny haven't played a lot together, too, and that's going to figure in here right now. They don't really know what to expect from each other, how hard a pass it'll be. Or
now an official timeout on the floor. The 45-second clock was never reset after the turnover. And they'll deal with that over at the scorer's table. Look at that guy. He says, I'm innocent.
The shot clock reads 4. The 5 is gone, and that would probably suit Stan Albeck just fine.
8:07 to play in the half. Creighton leading Bradley 21-14.
And there you go. We're more than happy to join you from Omaha tonight and remind you that this Bradley basketball telecast is protected by broadcast rights granted by Bradley University and the Missouri Valley Conference. Any rebroadcast or other use without the express written consent of WEEK-TV and Bradley University is prohibited.
Back underway. Number 23, Todd Eisner drives past Hersey Hawkins, out to Swain, moves around a flying Trevor Trimpe. His shot is no good, but the ball brought down by Kenny Evans, who's fouled.
I tell you, somebody's got to stick their fanny on Kenny Evans and get him out from underneath the boards. He was, like I mentioned before, he's only 6'4", but he was 3rd in the Valley in rebounding last year. He only trailed William Childs of West Texas State and Drake's Melvin Mathis last year, so he is going to go to the boards strong. You've got to get him out of there.
He was their MVP last year. The foul, by the way, was on Paul Wilson. And the shot by Mason is grabbed off the rim by Hawkins. Here's the Hawk, blocked by Mike Pomeroy, and Hersey Hawkins still has not scored in this ball game.
Good penetration that time, though, by the Hawk. You got to get that zone moving around. Find some weak spots in it.
Lenny Bertolini long on the three-pointer. And Kenny Edwards goes coast to coast and is fouled by Bertolini. Now Lenny's first.
Lenny didn't get quite back in time. We'll see it here. Here comes Evans. And Lenny gets over there a little late. He's still moving when he goes up.
Anthony Manuel back from his exile to the bench. And now Len Bertolini takes a seat. Evans takes a spot at the free throw line with 11 points and misses the first, so Creighton's lead remains 21-14 with 7:32 to play in the first half. Eyes it, shoots it, hits it.
Creighton with a little pressure now.
Hawk races up the floor, no problem with that left ankle. And then as Wilson goes up, he's fouled by Mike Pomeroy, and Wilson wants a piece of Mr. Pomeroy. Mike Pomeroy says, come on over here. I'm game. I'm also 6'11" and 230 pounds. Try messing with me. A lot of spunk for a freshman.
Well, go ahead and show some spunk. Keep showing spunk like that, he'll foul out. That'll be just fine.
As I mentioned earlier, he's fouled out of 9 ball games already this year, as Wilson makes 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Here comes the Bradley press again, 2-2-1, full court.
Evans across the line, then he's fouled by Manuel. And the Braves put Creighton into the bonus with that foul. Manuel's first. No one in foul trouble. Luke Jackson has a pair. He's on the bench. And for Creighton, Evans and Pomeroy have 2 fouls apiece.
That's the key to that full court press right there. We saw it. Anthony and Trevor on the trap right here at half court. If they can tie Evans up there, that's exactly what they want to do. They can't let him squeeze through there like he did that time, though.
Evans only 1 out of 4 from the foul line so far. Braves trying to cut into a 7-point Creighton lead. Hawkins with a three-pointer, and who says he can't shoot the bombs? His first points of the night.
You know, I talked to him about the 3 the other night after he had their career game against Indiana State. And he's really conscious when he stands behind the line, you know, especially at home. You'll hear the crowd really get into it when he stands behind the line. He's really conscious of that.
Here's the rebound by Pomeroy, and he blows the layup. The lead only 4 for Creighton now. Inside it goes to Powell. A bad pass by Paul Wilson is picked off. Rod Mason stripped by Manuel. Out of bounds. Creighton ball. But the Braves get back in a hurry, and Manuel turns the good play on that one.
Great hustle by Anthony to get back that time, and he waited till Mason got the ball above his head, and he just swiped at it.
Here's Todd Eisner, the 6'6" freshman from Chilton, Wisconsin. Now to Mike Pomeroy. A bounce to Swain, the senior, back to Pomeroy, now to Swain, and his hook is good. Swain's only 6'4", he shouldn't be able to do that.
Well, Trevor did a really good job against him in Peoria, held him to 8 points. He was only 4 of 11 from the field. Got a little jump hook like Jerry Thomas patented.
Here's the Hawk, back to Manuel to the three-point line, drives on Mason. They have closed down that lane on the Braves. You don't see Manuel going downtown. And Hawkins rattles one in and out. Hersey is 1 out of 5 from the field. His only field goal, a three-pointer, ironically enough. A 24-18 Creighton lead. Here's Evans, and he's fouled by Donald Powell, and they'll count the basket. And the way Stan Albeck's been pulling guys off the court, that may cost Powell some playing time. Luke Jackson checks in, and Donald Powell, sure enough, takes a seat on the bench.
Well, that's Hawk's man, or Paul Wilson's man. He went for the pass instead of playing good defense. Donald was just helping out.
Kenny Evans at the line with 14 points. Make it 50. 27-18, a 9-point bulge for Creighton with 5:20 to play in the first half. Hawkins is bumped as he goes up. Todd Eisner is charged with a foul. And let's see if they score the basket. They do not. That's the first against Eisner, and the Braves in the bonus will have Hersey Hawkins at the free throw line, shooting the 1-and-1.
Well, there's not too much question what Creighton wants to do. They're obviously slower than Bradley, so they're going to knock him around a little bit. Try and play him physical, and they're doing a good job of it so far. 9-point lead.
Braves are playing this one like it's Friday the 13th. Somebody flipped the calendar ahead on him. Swain. He no sooner touched that ball than he shot it. He has 10 points. 2 players in double figures already for Creighton. They lead 29-18. Manuel starts to drive back to Wilson. Got it. 3-point bucket for Paul Wilson. He's shooting 40% from beyond the arc this year, and he pulls Bradley with an 8 with that one.
Well, unless you can hit that long bomb.
Almost stolen by Manuel, but then in his hustling effort to get the ball in the backcourt, he ran into Todd Eisner and is charged with his second foul.
Well, he really made a good defensive play to knock the ball away, but Eisner had the position on him. There was no way he was going to get the ball. We'll take a look at it here. Great anticipation, good quickness. Tipped the ball away. There you see Eisner with the ball, and not really a good choice there.
Eisner at the line in high school. At Chilton High in Wisconsin, he played for his father, Jim, where they won the state championship a year ago. Dad taught him how to shoot free throws well. He's perfect at the line. And Creighton having a near-perfect ball game. They lead 31-21.
Almost every dealer will offer you cash back and low financing, but only University Ford gives you up to $600 cash back. Financing as low as 3.9%. Plus, 4 days and 3 nights in Orlando, Florida free. Now, only at University Ford. Get cash back, low financing, plus stay in Florida on us when you buy your new or used car or truck today. Before you buy, get the facts at University Ford, your 5-star Ford dealer. 3403 North University, Peoria.
You are first with us, Peoria's first bank. We'll give you more. You are first with us, more than a face in the crowd. 'Cause when we all work together, we'll be standing tall, standing proud. You are first with us, we're the first bank we want you to see. You are first with us.
The First National Bank of Peoria.
McDonald's presents Double Features. The return of McDonald's Double Cheeseburger. Sizzling, unforgettable, tastes real good. And introducing Double Fries, a sensation, a masterpiece. Oh, what? Yes, McDonald's delicious Double Cheeseburger. Yes, a double-size order of McDonald's regular fries. Now for a limited time.
Don't miss this colossal double feature. Double cheeseburger and double fries for just $1.89. Now playing at a local McDonald's near you. Rated G for great taste.
Peoria's only locally produced hunting and fishing show, Sunday morning at 11.
Question, are Central Illinois substance abuse clinics cashing in on coming clean? Well, to find out, join Mike Dimmick this week as his series on the industry continues. Cashing in on coming clean, Tomorrow and Wednesday only on News 25 at 6.
Creighton 31, Bradley 21 with 4:25 to play in the first half. Anthony Manuel in the ball game with Hawkins, Wilson, Trimpe, and Luke Jackson. So the Braves with the ball trying to cut into a 10-point Blue Jay lead. In it goes to Hawkins. Double team, triple team, and he still worked it through everyone and banked it in. He's got 5 points. The lowest point total that Hersey has scored this year was 11. And that was in the Jostens tournament against St. Joseph's.
That's exactly what Bradley needs to do. They need to start hitting their shots from outside and getting some penetration, weaken that zone a little bit, and get back in the game.
One of the few times they've gone into the teeth of the Creighton defense to score. Right now, the Braves keeping the Blue Jays out of range with 3:35 to play in the half.
Let's see how Paul Wilson does against Kenny Evans.
Well, we won't get to see it because Swain kicks the ball onto the Bradley bench. Manuel guarded by Rod Mason. Dumps it off to Wilson. Eisner watches him. Here's the Hawk down low. But we get a traveling call against Hawkins. And Creighton gets the ball. We haven't seen Hersey Hawkins have this many problems all year, much less in one game, and I'm not sure that that ankle isn't bothering him or he's not thinking about it because he just doesn't seem to be moving fluidly. His best play all night was on that last Bradley basket.
That's funny because he looked all right at the shoot-around today, and before the game he looked like he was running on it pretty well.
Three-pointer for Swain and 13 points for the kid in the ball game. Pass almost stolen. Here's the Hawk. Basket would have counted had he dropped it. Instead, Hersey will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
It's very interesting that that's one of the first three-pointers for Creighton all night, and that's one of their main weapons. They've been able to go inside against Bradley and not have to go to that so far.
Yeah, they shoot 40% from beyond the arc. But they've been able to get inside. Todd Eisner charged with his second foul. Hersey Hawkins at the line, and Bradley trails by 10 now as he sinks the first charity shot. 6 points for the Hawk.
Look for some full court pressure from Bradley if he makes the free throw.
Bradley's 5th all-time leading scorer. Gets no closer to the record. The ball swatted out of bounds, last touch by Creighton, and Trevor Trimpe will inbound, so the Braves have a chance to work this into a 3-point trip down the floor. Manuel hoping to make it a 4-point trip. Missed the 3-pointer, but Paul Wilson is called for a foul. That's his second. So they walk the other way, and Rod Mason will step up to the gift line. He has 2 points so far tonight. And the junior from Claremore, Oklahoma, is shooting 76% from the free throw line.
Missed that one.
Mason's done a good job on Anthony Manuel tonight. Wilson fakes the 3. Off to Manuel. Back to Wilson as they play catch. Now into the corner it goes. Wilson open for the bomb. Rattles in and out. Rebound Hawkins to Luke Jackson. Lost the ball to Kenny Evans, and here comes Creighton. 2 minutes to play in the half, and Creighton with a 10-point lead.
I think the one thing Creighton's done better than anything defensively is really put pressure on the ball and force Bradley to make some bad passes and mishandle the ball.
Pomeroy got on the back of Luke Jackson, and the foul on Pomeroy is his 3rd.
Now that's no surprise. Freshman and freshman on the inside. And Mike Pomeroy is the one who makes the mistake this time.
Luke Jackson at the free throw line. Not one of his favorite spots, and that's why. Braves are just not cashing in on anything. 34-24, they trail with 1:34 to play in this first half at the Omaha Civic Auditorium. Evans trying to move on Wilson. Couldn't save the ball before it cleared the bounds, and it goes back to the Braves.
Really good job that time by Paul Wilson to shut him off and not let him go inside, force him to take that turnaround.
Mason watching Manuel. Anthony getting to know him a little more than he wants to. Wilson to Trimpe, back to Manuel for the three-pointer. Off the side of the rim, out of bounds. Ball belongs to Creighton. That tells the story right there.
Don't need to say much about that.
I'm not sure what Stan Albeck will say at halftime, but I know I couldn't repeat it. Inside a minute to play in the half. Mason holds it way outside to Bill Nygaard. This team has 7 freshmen. Many of them have played tonight, and they have played very well.
You know, this team's 3-7 in the Valley, but as you mentioned, they started off 4-1. The first 2 games of the year, they won right here. They beat Iowa State when they were ranked 15th in the country. They beat them by 15. Then they beat Nebraska, a pretty good team in the Big 8. They've got potential, no doubt.
Todd Eisner. The lead is a dozen with 15 seconds to play in the half. Hawkins misses again. Rebound, Kenny Evans. They've got one last chance to build up the lead. It stands at 36-24. Evans drives with 3. He misses. The rebound to Hawkins. And Wilson couldn't get the shot off before the buzzer sounded. And the Braves will go to the locker room trailing the Creighton Bluejays 36-24. And somewhere, J.D. Barnett is smiling. We'll be right back.
Being a businessman myself, I know how important it is to satisfy customers. That's why I come to O'Leary's.
Darryl, how long have we been out here?
Huh? What day is it?
You're still sure this is gonna work?
Of course. This is Bigfoot country. Bigfoot is bound to stroll by. We take a picture and bingo. We'll make a fortune selling it to the media. You want to be rich, don't you?
Oh, yeah, but
Then be quiet and act like a bush.
Darryl.
Quiet.
Darryl.
There's another way to capture millions. Play Lotto.
Who has transformed video cameras, making them more compact, simpler, more colorful, more fun? Who? RCA, with the new Pro Wonder camcorder, the camera and recorder that uses standard VHS cassettes plus solid-state technology for brighter, more colorful memories.
See the Pro Wonder at North Point Video and Appliance and Plaza Video and Appliance.
Emergencies can happen anytime, any place, even in your own home. Illnesses or accidents don't have to be life-threatening to require professional help. At Methodist, we take your emergencies as seriously as you do. We've designed our emergency center to get you treated as quickly as possible with convenient parking and physicians on duty 24 hours a day. And if your problem turns out to be minor, your charges will be too, thanks to our Ready Care program for minor emergencies. Methodist Medical Center. We take your emergencies as seriously as you do.
I'm Jane Pauley. Wake up to Central Illinois' earliest and most comprehensive news block. Headline news at 5:30. Today's business at 6. NBC News at sunrise at 6:30 and today at 7. Top it all off with News 25 today at 7:25 and 8:25. And it's easy to see why Central Illinois wakes up to the news leader.
Cohen's is proud of Bradley University and all the Bradley Braves. Tonight, Cohen's congratulates number 25, Keith Berry.
Americans Against Immigrants on the next Oprah Winfrey Show.
This Bradley basketball exclusive is brought to you by Coors, the beer with a difference worth tasting. Coors is the one. By Coors Light, there's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet. By Methodist Medical Center of Illinois, we're here to help. By McDonald's, it's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. By University Ford, the only 5-star dealer in Central Illinois. By Counter, put your money where your crop is. Use Counter. By North Point Video in Peoria and Plaza Video in Morton. By the Illinois State Lottery. Play Lotto. You could capture millions. By Cohen's, downstate's largest home furnishers. And by Stauffer Chemical Company.
Can't beat that.
One unforgettable Saturday at the Silver Bullet.
Excuse me, Bob, please. He's over there.
Coors Light, Lou.
Congratulations, Bob. You finally got a job. We'd like for you and your spouse to please move out of the house. Good luck, love, Mom and Dad. Yeah.
Hey, she's not bad.
And he's not Bob.
There's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
Now at Cohen's, this 25-inch RCA color console with remote control. RCA's XL100 color television with channel lock digital remote control, on-screen channel display, the latest cable-ready 1987 model. On sale at an unbeatable $499. You save $200 on an RCA color console with remote control. An unbeatable value from Cohen's.
I'm meeting more and more farmers who've switched to Eradicane herbicide. Laura Neville, why did you switch?
I switched to Eradicane for the price, but I'm sticking with it because the control is better than Dual.
Eradicane users are getting better grass control at a better price than Dual or Lasso. Meet Jim Ferguson.
Eradicane outperformed Lasso and cost about $3 less an acre.
You can save money and get better control when you switch to Eradicane. Right, Tom Newgard?
Right. Look at the control I got for $3 an acre less than Lasso.
He's right, you know.
Oh, my wife's Annie.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Dean Grimm. We at Grimm TV and Appliance are proud of our American heritage. In honor of our nation's leaders, Grimm celebrates with store-wide savings during our President's Sale. Buy now and save on GE TVs and appliances. Plus, be one of the first 100 customers during our President's Sale and receive this beautiful quality American flag free with your purchase at Grimm's. Grimm TV and Appliance. We'll serve you better because we care. Morton, Peoria, and Bloomington.
She's successful and he's angry. Meet him on Donahue.
We're at halftime at the Omaha Civic Auditorium, and Creighton leads the Braves 36-24. Not on the floor right now. We have a grade school game between the 3rd and 4th graders of the Omaha Jewish Community Center. They're having some fun out there. The Braves not having much fun at all. They trail by 12.
Well, if they're not having any fun, they really need to pick up their effort defensively. They need to be a little bit more intense, I think, in the second half. Anthony Manuel needs to take better care of the ball, make smarter passes. We've seen him since the ISU game at Normal really play well. He's got to pick it up here in the second half for Bradley to have a chance. They're down by 12 right now. The Braves' 24 points are the fewest first half total that they've scored this year. They had 26 points in that loss at Indiana State. Maybe that's a bad omen. Only 24 so far. The Braves have not shot well from the field. Meanwhile, the leading scorer, Creighton's Kenny Evans with 15. Percy Hawkins only has 6. And as I mentioned earlier in the first half, the fewest points he scored in a game was 11 earlier this season. Well, maybe the ankle is bothering him a little more than we thought at first. As I mentioned earlier, when you have an injury like that, even if it's not really bothering you, you tend to favor it a little bit, and you're a little cautious because you don't want to injure it anymore.
Yeah, maybe he's not hurting, but maybe he's just very aware of that ankle. We're going to take a timeout here and throw it to our friends at Bradley. We'll be back here at the auditorium in just a minute.
I'm one of 150 residents that are involved in the Dorm of the Future project in Geisert Hall. Each of us has in our room a computer monitor, keyboard, processor, and printer. With my computer, I use it for doing term papers in my room, for doing graphs, and for also doing some banners and signs for some of the activities that I'm involved in here around the dorm. But also, right from my room, I have the ability to talk to the library and communicate with the card catalog for doing research. I can also talk to a professor or an advisor if he or she has a computer. I can also communicate with the business lab or with the computer center. The Dorm of the Future project was made possible through a gift from AT&T as part of the campaign for Bradley. Just having the opportunity to be a part of the Dorm of the Future has enhanced my education, and I hope there's still more things to come from the campaign for Bradley.
The campaign for Bradley. Excellence today and tomorrow.
I believe scholarships are very important to students. I should know I received one. Not only did it help me financially, but also professionally. Recently at a scholarship banquet, I met many other students who felt the same way.
I began receiving a corporate scholarship my sophomore year. As you are well aware, college costs are increasing yearly. Now, more than ever, that scholarship means a lot to me. It means that I am going to be able to graduate from this fine institution owing no one. Not all students are that lucky, but through the corporate scholarship program, they will at least owe less. And for someone just starting out with a new career, that means a lot. I would like to thank all of the sponsors represented here today for their continued support of our education, and to express my hopes that today's students will consider financially helping tomorrow's students here at Bradley University. With your help, we will keep this a winning team. Thank you.
The campaign for Bradley. Excellence today and tomorrow.
When you switch to Eradicane to save money over Dual or Lasso, you won't take a chance on performance. Eradicane gives excellent control of foxtails and other grasses, and puts it in writing with one of the strongest guarantees around. Apply Eradicane right, and if it doesn't work, you'll get a rescue treatment at no charge. Ask your dealer about the Eradicane guarantee. Then ask to see the Dual or Lasso guarantee. You can't lose when you switch and save with Eradicane.
He's right, you know.
Switch and save with Eradicane.
For a limited time, McDonald's presents Double Features.
It's back, but it's not alone.
The return of McDonald's Double Cheeseburger. Sizzling, unforgettable, tastes real good. And introducing double fries, a sensation, a masterpiece, a lot. Yes, that delicious double cheeseburger. Yes, a double-sized order of regular fries. What more could you want?
Coca-Cola?
A Coke. Yes, if you eat only once this year, make it McDonald's Double Features.
The Havana Merchants would like to congratulate Trevor Trimpe and the Bradley Braves. Here's to a successful 86-87 basketball season. Come visit our community, a nice place to live.
Emergencies can happen anytime, any place, even in your own home. Illnesses or accidents don't have to be life-threatening to require professional help. At Methodist, we take your emergencies as seriously as you do. We've designed our emergency center to get you treated as quickly as possible with convenient parking and physicians on duty 24 hours a day. And if your problem turns out to be minor, your charges will be too, thanks to our Ready Care program for minor emergencies. Methodist Medical Center. We take your emergencies as seriously as you do.
Too Close for Comfort, weekdays at 4:30 on WEEK.
Welcome back to Omaha, where the Braves don't feel so welcome. They trail the Creighton Bluejays 36-24 at halftime.
You know, the last few games we've done, we might as well rename the player of the game the Hersey Hawkins Award. Later on in the game, we'll be naming a North Point Plaza Video player of the game, and North Point Plaza Video will donate a scholarship to Bradley in the name of that player. We might have to send for a carry out here for a player that came for Bradley tonight. Nobody's really playing that well, unfortunately.
Well, our newscaster of the game is Tom McIntyre. He's standing by back in Peoria, and here he is with a news update. Mac?
All right, Mark. Coming up on News 25 Nightside after the game, how the city of Canton is trying to find some innovative ways to pay for the land that will be the site of a new state prison. If off-track betting comes to Peoria, it could be more than just jobs. Opposition grows to a planned shopping center in Peoria, and how far will Caterpillar go with dealing with the renegade workers in Scotland? We'll have those stories plus Hooley's weather. Paul Wappel sitting in on sports, and we'll be back to Mark and Lee and the second half of the Creighton game after these messages.
Almost every dealer will offer you cash back and low financing, but only University Ford gives you up to $600 cash back. Financing as low as 3.9%, plus 4 days and 3 nights in Orlando, Florida free. Now, only at University Ford. Get cash back, low financing, plus stay in Florida on us.
when you buy your new or used car or truck today. Before you buy, get the facts at University Ford, your 5-star Ford dealer. 3403 North University, Peoria.
When you talk to the experts from Coors about their beer, this is what happens. Now, this is great. Bob Foster here says that his special blend of hops is the one thing that gives Coors its character and its taste. The one thing. Darwin Davidson says it's his two-row barley. And Sun Lee claims it's his specially cultured yeast. That's great. Come on, guys. What is it? Barley. I love it. You want to know why Coors is the one? Teamwork.
If you don't get out of my way, there's a couple of ways I can handle this. I can go around you, I can go through you, or I can just do what I do best.
Basketball by Barkley. Shoes by Nike.
Available at Brown's.
Whatever your business, there's one place your ad belongs.
Ameritech Bell Yellow Pages.
The complete, the accurate, the original, the one you know.
Ameritech Bell Yellow Pages.
When you're looking for something, when you're looking for someone, look in the book, you know the one. The complete, the accurate, the original, the one you know.
Ameritech Bell Yellow Pages.
Published by Donnelly Directory.
Love Connection, weekday mornings at 11:30 on WEEK.
No, there's nothing wrong with your television set. There is something wrong with the Braves. They're trailing Creighton 36-24 at halftime. And let's take a look at the halftime statistics and see how these compare. Bradley shooting 34% from the field. Creighton 48. Percy Hawkins is only 2 for 7 from the field. The rebounding department, the Braves are trailing there too. They're down 17-13. Against Wichita, they were out-rebounded 45-29. They really had their problems in that game too in the boards. As for the individual stats, Percy Hawkins only 6 points in the first half. Paul Wilson with 5. Greg Jones had 4. Those are the leaders. For Creighton, they have 2 in double figures. Kenny Evans with 15. Gary Swain with 13. And the rest of the Blue Jays have 6 points. So they've relied on Evans and Swain, which is what they've done all year.
And those numbers tell a good story, too, because Bradley's getting just about outplayed in every category. Rebounds, Bradley's turned the ball over more than Creighton has. And you mentioned Swain and Evans being the scoring leaders. The interesting thing about Swain, he hasn't done it from outside, which he usually does. He's their best three-point shooter, or at least he shoots more three-pointers than anybody else on the team, but he's been able to get position inside and score in the lane area. And Kenny Evans, well, he's pretty much done what he wanted to inside, too. Bradley really needs to shut them down there.
Meanwhile, the Braves have not been able to do what they so often like to, get inside, get the ball to Percy Hawkins, and even when they haven't been able to do that, Anthony Manuel's had trouble penetrating, and he's a big key. You mentioned that earlier. He really has to force the offense.
Somebody has to hit those three-point shots and the long-range shots to open things up like that, especially against this zone. Creighton is doing an excellent job. It's a 2-3 zone, but they're coming out, they're putting pressure on the ball almost like in a man-to-man, and when the ball does happen to get inside, they're collapsing very well down there.
Meanwhile, we want to mention that our statistician tonight is from the Peoria area. His name's David Andrews, and he's from Farmington. He wants to say hi to his folks, and he's doing a great job so far, Mom and Dad.
And I've got a friend here, a guy I went to high school with, Pat Wamsley. He'd like to say hi to his folks back in Peoria and all the guys.
And while we're going through the greetings, we have one more message to pass along. John Coates would like to say hi to his godsons who are watching in Peoria tonight on WEEK, Gino and Nick Viviano. So there are a lot of family ties here in Omaha for this game.
Maybe if we're friendly, they'll treat us a little better here in the second half.
36-24, Bradley down by a dozen. And again, Percy Hawkins held to only 6 points. And we were speculating a little bit as to whether or not his ankle is bothering him. It may not be bothering him. It may be stiff. He hurt it very badly against the Wichita Shockers in that overtime. Doug Comer, the trainer of the Braves, was telling me earlier today that it's not so much the soreness of it as it is his being maybe aware of it too much and thinking about it too much. He doesn't think that he's not capable of doing anything that he normally does, but he's going to keep an eye on him. So far, Percy's been able to play all the way, so that would certainly be a good sign.
Yeah, we weren't really sure how much time he would have tonight. Hopefully he can pick it up a little bit, maybe not worry so much about it. I know it's probably bothering him, but he's a gamer, and when the game's on the line, I'm sure he'll come through. Stay tuned right after the game. News 25 Nightside with Tom McIntyre and Shelley Dankoff, Bill Houlihan's weather, and the latest sports highlights from the Flash, Paul Waffle. News 25, the team Central Illinois depends on. Isn't that the nickname you gave him?
It's Slick.
Slick, I'm sorry. I knew it was one of those.
36-24, Creighton leads Bradley. There's the Braves huddle.
Somebody really needs to light a fire under these guys in the second half. They've got to come out with a lot more intensity than they had in the first half, because there is no doubt that those guys came ready to play. They want this game badly. This would make their season.
Bradley plays Illinois State on Wednesday. We'll televise that game right here on WEEK starting at 9 o'clock from the Peoria Civic Center. But on Saturday, they play Tulsa. And if the Braves can win here tonight and beat Illinois State on Wednesday, which is a tall order, they would be playing for the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. The Braves technically lead right now. They're tied with Tulsa, but they've beaten the Golden Hurricane already once this year.
And it's not going to mean anything if they don't pick it up and really play hard here and win.
Creighton with Evans, Rod Mason, who has the ball now, Eisner, Swain, and Pomeroy. This is Gary Swain. Up to Pomeroy, out to Mason. Number 24 drives on Manuel, dishes back to Pomeroy. The big man way out of position. But apparently he's out there by design.
Yeah, keep him out there. Good defense by Bradley.
Evans got the shot off with 5 left on the shot clock, and the Braves run. Here's Manuel. Bounces to Hawkins. Lays it in, but no basket, says Ron Alesiak. Hawkins walked.
Kind of looked like the bounce pass tied him up, handcuffed him a little bit. That's good, though. Bradley got out on the break. They played excellent defense that time down. Shut off Evans. Made them use a lot of the clock.
Just underway in the second half, and no one scored yet here at the Omaha Civic Auditorium. Braves still down by a dozen.
You see Luke Jackson there bumping Swain. He's kind of playing center field back there with Pomeroy way out of position up top.
Pomeroy made a bad pass, but Jerry Thomas couldn't make his shot. The Braves, however, hustle for the rebound. And Hawkins cans the three-pointer. So he's 2 for 3 on three-point attempts. But he's missed practically everything else.
That's a big switch because he's only shooting 24% from out there.
Inside to Pomeroy, no one near him. And those are his first points of the game. So the teams exchange buckets, although the Braves with a three-pointer, and then the ball is tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, somebody fell asleep. Luke must have fallen asleep down there in the lane because he was wide open.
Jerry Thomas to inbound to Anthony Manuel. Manuel's gone three-point crazy lately. Of his last 50 field goal attempts, 40 have been three-pointers. Now it's stolen, but they say Swain stepped on the end line.
And there it was again, another bad pass by Anthony. He's been playing so much better. Times he lapses back to his old ways, though.
Well, Mason has done a good job on it. Now we've got an official's timeout. And let's see what this is all about. We're still not clear as to why the timeout was called. Now Stan Albeck wants to know.
He wants a new shot clock.
Yeah, he says you're penalizing us. That's the first time Stan Albeck's been up all night. He's usually quite animated, so you know he's mad. Rebound tipped around, picked up by Rod Mason, comes racing into the front court, pulls up at the three-point arc, guarded by Anthony Manuel, with Creighton leading by 11. Here's Evans. To Swain, passes inside, bad pass by Swain. Eisner couldn't handle it. And the Braves come away with it.
Good job by Greg Jones that time, anticipating the pass, knocking it away.
Manuel spinning, driving, and missing. Loose ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Creighton. (17-16) to play in the ball game. The Braves have only scored 3 points this half and 27 for the game. Here's Luke. Makes the move on the big man and then misses the shot. The Braves field goal shooting woes continue. Pomeroy. Closed off by Jackson. Out to Eisner, now to Kenny Evans. Evans with 15 points in the first half. Holds the ball high. Bullets to Pomeroy, looks for an outlet. Maybe a cutter. Finds Evans at the three-point line. Moves around Thomas. But he is whistled down and fouled on the play. Fouls on Jerry Thomas. That's his second of the game.
Good aggressiveness by Bradley on defense here in the opening moments of the second half. Jerry took that little fake, came out a little bit too strong. Evans got by him. He got called for the little nudge there.
This is Swain. Hawk out to play defense on it. That ankle must be all right because he's played every minute.
No, he's not going to sit down unless he absolutely has to.
Mason couldn't connect on the three-pointer, and Manuel picks it up in full stride. Ahead to Jones, underneath the basket. Fans said he walked. He didn't get the basket anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Now that pass is a little bit ahead of him, and he got caught underneath the basket and didn't have anywhere to go.
Evans with the three. Hawkins with the three, and he hits his. He's 3 for 4 from three-point range. That's 12 points for Hersey Hawkins. So he will not have his worst offensive output of the year in this game.
They're within 8.
Swain watched by Hawkins, out to Pomeroy. They say, you can stand there with the ball. We know you can't hit from there. Eisner now operating on Jones. Back to Pomeroy at the low post. Drives on Luke and misses the dunk.
Technical.
And they're going to give him a technical for hanging on the rim.
A little bit of being a freshman. He got around Luke. Had the dunk.
And then did a couple of chin-ups. Afterwards, though, Luke and Anthony Manuel were screaming at each other.
Well, Anthony wants him playing better defense than that.
The Hawk with 13 points now.
This could be the turnaround right here. Bradley's got to score here.
Big trip up the floor. They're down by 7. Manuel holds it high to Thomas. Swain flies at him. Now Luke being double teamed. Here's Manuel. Braves working around in a hurry, trying to find an open shot. Mason on Manuel. To Jones and back to Anthony. Starts the drive at the foul line. He flips to Hawkins for the three-pointer, and he's 5 for 6. 16 points. I'm sorry, 4 for 5 on three-pointers, and Tony Baroni's seen enough of that. He wants a timeout, so we'll take one too with the Braves within 4.
Now at Cohen's, the complete line of Whirlpool dishwashers and compactors. Innovative design and convenience for today's kitchens. Whirlpool dishwashers with power clean, energy saver washing systems and quiet wash. The latest in technology and the ultimate in style. And Whirlpool compactors for convenience. All at Cohen's unbeatable prices. Whirlpool, making your world a little easier. An unbeatable value from Cohen's.
Emergencies can happen anytime, any place, even in your own home. Illnesses or accidents don't have to be life-threatening to require professional help. At Methodist, we take your emergencies as seriously as you do. We've designed our emergency center to get you treated as quickly as possible with convenient parking and physicians on duty 24 hours a day. And if your problem turns out to be minor, your charges will be too, thanks to our Ready Care program for minor emergencies. Methodist Medical Center. We take your emergencies as seriously as you do.
Satisfied customers are talking about Pekin New Car Dealers.
I just ordered my 6th vehicle from the Pekin New Car Dealers, and I can't see going anywhere else.
We drove over to Bloomington and looked all around in Peoria, but we got the best price at the Pekin New Car Dealers.
I've been trading in Pekin since 1958 and received courteous treatment and outstanding service.
These new car owners save by shopping in Pekin. You can too. For the best selection of new cars at the best price, see your Pekin New Car Dealer today.
I found no need to go elsewhere because of the excellent trade.
Today's Business, weekday mornings at 6 on WEEK.
Bradley within 4, and here's how they got there.
Here's Hersey Hawkins. In the second half, it's Hersey Hawkins 10, Creighton 2. Bradley on a 10-2 run. Hawkins 3 of 3 from the three-point line and a free throw. Bradley's back in this one, 38-34 Creighton.
Thanks to Mr. Big Time. And now Swain tries his hand at a bomb, but misses.
I don't think Tony wanted him to do that, fire up a 3 right away. They like to work the ball around a little bit more than that, especially with the game so tight now.
I don't know why they put a chair out there for Tony. He's never in it. Hawkins with another 3, but this one doesn't go down, so he's 4 out of 6 on three-pointers. But he's hit 3 here in the second half and the technical free throw for all 10 of Bradley's second half points. 13:55 to play. Mason on the right wing against Manuel outside Evans. Graves still playing that man-to-man defense.
Doing a much better job here in the second half. Greg with the tip.
Jones forces the turnover, and Hawkins forces his way inside and is called for a charge. No basket.
Stan's got a technical.
And now Stan Albeck is charged with the technical. You talked about it earlier. He despises that call. He feels the rules are there to protect the offense, but all too often they're used against the offense. So Swain will step up to the free throw line for the technical. He's shooting 81.8%. He's their best shooter from there.
And I could quote him. We're sitting across the floor from him, and I could quote him, "That's what's wrong with the college game." Just discuss him. Well, maybe there is justice.
But the Blue Jays get the ball back, leading by 4 with 13:40 to play. They've only scored 2 points in the second half, Creighton has.
We talked at halftime about Bradley's intensity on defense, and I think they picked it up a couple of points this time.
Evans with a bomb. It won't be for 3, but it will give Creighton a 6-point lead, and Evans 17 for the game. Hawkins off the pass. Rebound to Thomas. Blows the layup. Swain tried to go baseline, but he was closed off by Manuel. The Bradley defense hasn't been that bad in this game. Their offense has turned the ball over too many times, and they haven't been able to make their shots. Except for this man. And then he misses. Thomas goes up. He's fouled from behind. It's on Todd Eisner.
And on that fast break, we saw what the call just a few moments ago will do. Hawkins couldn't really decide what to do. He wanted to go strong to the basket, but he's afraid he's going to get called for a charge. Anthony doing a good job in this half, moving the ball up the floor quickly. You see Eisner back. Would have been a charge again, so Hawk had to kind of pull up and adjust his shot, and that's why he missed it.
Jerry Thomas, who missed his first 2 free throws, hits this one. He's really suffered at the line this year.
job by Hawk.
He's averaging 9 rebounds a game in the conference. Swain almost tipped it into his own basket, and then the Braves do get the bucket. And Jones with his 6 points. Bradley within 3. 12:28 to go.
Hawk didn't make the shot, but he set up that play by grabbing the rebound on the missed free throw.
Mason from the corner. It's a 5-point lead again. Here's Manuel to Hawkins. Here's Greg Jones. Inside he goes. Nygaard got the tip. Bill Nygaard just into the ball game got a piece of Greg Jones' shot.
Stan Albeck thinks he got a piece of Greg Jones, too.
Donald Powell will check in at the next opportunity. .15 on the shot clock as Evans operates on Thomas.
Creighton taking their time, looking for that high percentage shot. A lot of
7
banging
seconds.
going on.
5 seconds on the shot clock, and then Mason charged. Ran right through Anthony Manuel. That's the second on Rod Mason. Pomeroy has 3. Eisner has 3. For the Braves, Thomas and Jackson have a pair. So do Manuel and Wilson.
Tony Baroni must have great knees. I don't know. He squats like that the whole game.
Powell on the turnaround just into the game, and a whistle. It's on Creighton. And it's on Todd Eisner, number 23, his 4th foul.
Good job that time. They came right down, got the ball into Donald, and he did an excellent job of going up strong to the basket. That's something I think Luke Jackson will pick up in the next year or so. When he gets the ball, goes strong to the basket. Donald does that very well.
Also shoots his free throws well. He's hitting 75% this year, and he canned the first. He did not play in the first meeting between these two teams in Peoria. He was still recuperating from the wrist injury. As you'll notice, he's not wearing the cast anymore. But he does have some tape on the wrist. 11 minutes to play. Creighton by 4. Eisner with 4 fouls, shoots the bomb and misses. Rebound to Nygaard, batted out of his hands by Manuel. Nygaard thought he was fouled. Here's Hawkins, fakes the 3-pointer, then drives to Luke. Braves within 2.
That's what a Hersey Hawkins will do for you. He penetrates 2 or 3. Creighton Blue Jays have to pick him up. Luke had an open lane right to the basket.
Mason misses the 3-pointer. Donald Powell with a rebound, and Thomas with the bucket. Counted. And he's fouled on the play.
We are tied.
Kenny Evans with the foul. And we have a timeout on the floor with this game tied at 42.
For maximum performance, weatherproof your corn soil insecticide. Use Counter in furrow. Your protection won't be scattered by wind during application. And it's protected from heavy rains, so you put all of your insecticide to work in the soil. And Counter, with its unique Action 3, controls more major corn pests than any other insecticide. For superior control and proven performance, put your money where your crop is. Counter in furrow.
Early one afternoon.
Where's Luke?
At the Silver Bullet.
Luke, get
Jackie, comedian. You ever think of having live entertainment? Because this place is dead. Of course you did. I'm hysterical. Look at these reviews. Some of these places are still open. I'll pack them in, Lou.
No. Coors Light does that.
I don't know who this guy Light is.
No, Coors Light isn't a guy. It's a beer.
A bear. Terrific animal acts. I can't get a break in this town.
Did you hear the one about the mouse?
There's no slowing down with the silver bullet tonight.
Hi, this is Stan Allback, and this is my man for the best car deals in the Peoria area. Bruce Sowers at Velde Ford and Velde Lincoln Mercury.
Thanks, Stan. We've got the best selection of new and used cars and trucks at the lowest prices right here at Velde Ford and Velde Lincoln Mercury. If you think about it, why would you want to go anywhere else? Come in and join the Velde team today.
Bradley and Velde, the two hottest teams in Central Illinois. And remember, if he can't beat your best deal, he'll give you the car free. Just tell him Stan sent you.
Throb, Saturdays at 6:30 on WEEK.
The game is tied, and this is how it was tied.
Well, we see the end of the play here. Jerry Thomas runs the floor very well. That's one of the best things he does. I think something we've seen here in the first 10 minutes of the second half that we didn't see in the first half, Mark. Bradley's defense is creating offense. They're forcing Creighton to turn the ball over, forcing them to miss shots, and they're running the break well when they get the ball. That's got them back in it.
And Jerry Thomas gives the Braves their first lead of the ball game. Foul was after the shot, and so they give him the one in bonus. .43-42 Bradley with 10:14 to play in the game. In this half, the Braves are 6 out of 16 from the field. 3 of those canned by Hersey Hawkins on three-pointers. That's 37.5%. Creighton has hit only 2 of 10 in this second half. For the game, the Braves are shooting 36%. Manuel with the steal and the acrobatic layup that doesn't go, but he did draw the foul.
And again, as we just mentioned coming out of the break, the defense sets up the offense. Luke Jackson, good help, tipped the ball. Anthony takes it on the break, will shoot 2 free throws.
Anthony has but 2 points in the game, and he still has 2.
This guy has played some great basketball since January. That game down at Normal, he really busted loose. Since then, he's been playing well.
Goes 1 for 2 at the line, so it's 44-42 Braves. Mason holds up a finger indicating a set play. Into the front court, he passes to Eisner. Now to Bill Nygaard, number 40. Off to Swain, guarded by Hawkins. Here's Mason. He and Manuel have had a battle tonight. Evans goes up, and he charged.
Ooh.
4 fouls on Kenny Evans.
Jerry Thomas a little bit out of position. Takes the fake. Goes up in the air. Oh boy. I'm afraid I'd be complaining. Now what's the problem?
Rano Lisiak over with the official scorer.
It's the clock again. The clock was at 44 after Bradley had brought the ball all the way up the floor.
9:22 to play. Braves by 2, 44-42. They trailed by 12 at halftime. Manuel with the three-pointer. Kicks off the back iron. Rebound Evans, and he's fouled. And the foul's on Hersey Hawkins. That's 2 on the Hawk.
There you see assistant Mo McCone. He was yelling at Anthony. He was wide open. I'm not sure who he was talking about. I was watching Anthony fire the ball up.
Creighton trying to tie it back up after leading for the better part of this ball game.
Really good tight man-to-man by Bradley this half.
Nygaard to Eisner. Holds over the head.
Allbeck had to do at halftime was grab one of the players' Missouri Valley Conference Championship ring from last year and hold it up and say, get going or you're not going to get another one.
Creighton throws the ball away. It took them 38 seconds to throw the ball away. They never got a shot away.
Hawk testing out that ankle right here in front of us.
He's got 16 points. Had 30 against the Blue Jays last month in Peoria. In fact, 12 times this year he scored 30 or more. Manuel rims the basket, and Thomas is yanked out of the air. I think it was Pomeroy who did it, and that's his fourth. Mike Pomeroy, who averages 3.7 points per game, but 4.1 fouls per game.
And he's, like the Tulsa guys, I think he's got a future in the WWF. We don't see him hit the floor, but good body slam. Good form, good technique.
Thomas 2 out of 4 at the line tonight, which, believe it or not, boosts his average. JT shooting only 38.5% at the charity stripe coming in.
Well, kind of illustrate how bad he's been at the end of the Wichita game the other day. Wichita probably planned on fouling Thomas. Stan said, go out to the ticket stand, go out to the popcorn stand. We don't want you on the floor.
Hits both free throws there, however.
Yeah.
And the Braves are up by 4. Creighton ball. And now more problems with the shot clock. Well, if the Braves were running well tonight, I'd say it was a ploy to try and slow the game down. But they haven't run that well, and so obviously just problems with the shot clock, which they reset now at 39 seconds. We have 8:12 to play in the game.
Now we see all kinds of new tricks. Seems like every game to try and slow Bradley down. Teams will knock the ball away. They'll send in subs after free throws to slow him down.
Kenny Evans. Donald Powell with the rebound. Evans has only scored 2 points in this half after 15 in the first. Hawk runs the baseline, being grabbed and held by Mason. Gets the ball anyway, inside to Donald.
There it is again. Hawk is so unselfish, such a smart player. When he feels that pressure, he gets rid of the ball quickly.
And again, problems with the shot clock. And now Stan Allbeck comes over and probably says, let's just turn the thing off. We have 7:48 to play in the game. With this shot clock, they'll bring back jump balls after every basket. Set the game back 40 years.
I could just sit here and stamp my foot. They could count it. Now, I think Coach Allbeck just wants him to take it off of the game. And there goes the game clock. Oh, brother. Game clock reads zeros all the way across. Now let's start over. What the heck? Maybe we'll get a better jump out of the blocks. All right, now they've got the score back. While we try and figure things out, our next televised Bradley game comes up just 2 days. That's right, isn't it? This says wrong date, but it is this Wednesday at 9 o'clock. The Braves take on probably their fiercest rival, ISU. 25 Sports and Bradley basketball. A winning team, by all means.
9 o'clock will be tip-off time at Carver Arena for that Illinois State Bradley game. And there's nothing Bob Donewald wouldn't like to do more than to beat Tulsa and Bradley in succession. The Illinois State Redbirds can't win the conference, but they can have an awful lot to do with who does.
And they need those wins to keep that home court advantage in the Valley tournament.
As it stands right now, it'd be pretty tough for the Redbirds not to get the home floor since everyone moves up a spot because of Bradley's probation. Braves by 6, 48-42. This is Mason. Short on the long jumper. Evans inside. Blocked off the backboard. That'll be a goaltend. 19 points for Kenny Evans.
Boy, I hate to keep bringing up the point, but he's plays so well for a little guy inside. He's really pushing off and banging inside for position. The thing Bradley has to guard against now, they have to come out and maintain that intensity. That little break in the action is only going to help Creighton, because Bradley was definitely on a roll.
Donald is fouled inside. That'll be the second on Bill Nygaard. Braves cashing in at the free throw line here in the second half. Powell can give them a 6-point lead if he can connect on both ends of the two-shot foul, but he does not on the opener. Only 5 points for him tonight. Make it 6. 49-44 Bradley. This is Evans, guarded by Thomas. Flips to Swain. Nygaard's open at the foul line. Inside, Powell goes up in a crowd. Hawkins with the rebound, banks it up no good. Gets his own, lays it in, and a foul is called against Creighton. Score the basket, and the foul on Todd Eisner is his 5th, so he's through.
A lot of contact inside. Braves doing a good job of crashing the boards. Hawk followed Donald's miss, then he follows his own, gets it in. Looking for the 3-point play right now.
The night that Hersey had 43 points against Indiana State, he also had 16 rebounds, a career high.
And when we talked to him after the game, that was he was upset that they didn't announce that too, because I think he was more proud of that than the points.
Number 32 is Brian Darcy for Creighton. He checks in for Eisner, who fouls out and takes a seat with 4 points. Hawkins turning it into a 3-point play and into a Braves lead of 52-46. 19 points for the Hawk. And that's after a first half in which he only scored 6. Inside Nygaard. Four-point game again with 6:05 to play.
Can't afford to let up on the intensity defensively or on offense. Still too much time left.
Here's Hawkins, bounces to Manuel. Sanalbeck off the bench. It's crunch time, and as Powell goes up, he's hit from behind. It's on Kenny Evans. And Evans has fouled out. What a big foul that is.
Donald, as I mentioned earlier, does a good job of taking the ball and making a shot, going to the basket.
That's the 7th time this year that Kenny Evans has fouled out, and he leaves with 19 points.
Well, there's little doubt he's one of the best players in the Valley.
Their biggest offensive threat. And don't forget that Mike Pomeroy has 4 fouls, and he's checking back in. The 6'11", 230-pound freshman.
Creighton didn't have to worry about Hawk too much in the first half, but they've gone to what looks like, to me, a box and one defensively with playing a zone. 4 guys playing a zone. Mason chasing Hawkins around, playing him man-to-man.
They used that Sunday at Indiana State, or at least the Sycamores used it against them, and apparently it worked so well that Tony Baroni decided to apply it here.
Yeah, they shut down one of their best scorers, Gary Swain.
Nice play by Jackson at midcourt to save the long rebound. Graves with the ball. Powell could only sink one of the free throws.
Watch Hawk. See, Mason stays with him as he cuts through.
Ball batted away. Powell hustles to pick it up. Out to Manuel. Hawkins from the baseline. And he's over 20 points, but Donald Powell goes down hard.
Well, Hawk was automatic from that corner the other night against Indiana State.
Nygaard called for the foul. He kisses and makes up with Powell, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Bradley leading 55-48.
Almost every dealer will offer you cash back and low financing, but only University Ford gives you up to $600 cash back. Financing as low as 3.9%. Plus, 4 days and 3 nights in Orlando, Florida free. Now, only at University Ford. Get cash back, low financing, plus stay in Florida on us when you buy your new or used car or truck today. Before you buy, get the facts at University Ford, your 5-star Ford dealer. 3403 North University, Peoria.
Meet some more farmers who switched and saved with Eradicane. Here's Terry Jameson.
Eradicane saved me $2.48 an acre over Lasso.
Eradicane users are getting guaranteed control at a lower price than Dual or Lasso, right, Gary Williams?
Yeah, I saved $3.50 an acre over Dual and got excellent control on the foxtails.
Switch and save with Eradicane, like the Johnson brothers.
Did a better job than Dual on my grasses and at $2.50 an acre less.
He's right, you know.
Hey, Glenn, how you doing? Switch and save with Eradicane.
McDonald's presents Double Features. The return of McDonald's Double Cheeseburger. Sizzling, unforgettable, tastes real good. And introducing double fries, a sensation, a masterpiece. Oh, what? Yes, McDonald's delicious Double Cheeseburger. Yes, a double-size order of McDonald's regular fries. Now for a limited time.
Don't miss this colossal double feature. Double cheeseburger and double fries for just $1.89. Now playing at a local McDonald's near you. Rated G for great taste.
Check it out, Saturdays at 5 on WEEK.
Bradley on top by 7. And they're going to have to get the custodian out here to work on this clock. They're having more problems with the clock than they are with Hersey Hawkins. By the way, Hersey now with that basket is over 20 points.
Might as well go back to the flip cards.
Yeah.
And there we got some fans made the long trip from Peoria.
Hawk will be at the free throw line if they ever get this clock taken care of.
Our own Mike Dimmick takes a close-up look at Central Illinois substance abuse clinics. Are they cashing in on coming clean? Join Mike this week as a series on the industry continues. Cashing in on coming clean tomorrow and Wednesday only on News 25 at 6. And Bradley has cleaned up, if you will, offensively here in the second half.
They've scored 12 points from the free throw line in the second half.
That's as many as Creighton scored the entire second half, too.
(57-48) Bradley with 5:18 to play. So Tony Baroni's team is not where it wanted to be. Down by 9, and they're not a good quick-scoring club. We get a whistle in the front court, and it's against Luke Jackson, I believe. It is. That's 3 on Luke.
Playing good, tough defense. He got tangled up with the big guy.
Hawkins bats the inbound out of bounds. They'll do it again. Swain gets it in. And Rod Mason will run the offense. Junior from Oklahoma, averaging 12 points a game. Inside to Pomeroy. Count the basket. Would have been goaltending had it not dropped through. It's a 7-point game.
Now it's Swain following Hawk through the picks down low.
Powell to Thomas. The foul's on Jerry. I think Donald could have taken the shot there if he wanted it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Stan's yelling at him now. Kind of tough. I don't know. JT was up in the air. Looked a lot like an undercut.
The Blue Jays can cut it to a 5-point Bradley lead. This was supposed to be a blowout, but nobody told the Blue Jays.
Good hands by Donald. Good defense.
Shot clock down to 20. Mason takes care of that. Rolls in and out. Luke Jackson with the rebound. Manuel with the ball. Here's Luke under the basket. Lost it. He was fouled on the pass when he dumped it to Donald Powell. Let's see who goes to the free throw line. I think it'll be Luke. Bradley's in the bonus.
Luke's doing a much better job of posting up here in the second half. He kind of winds around and draws the foul. Really not much room for him to maneuver right there.
Luke only has 4 points tonight. He makes it 5 as he drops the first.
He's kind of gone into hiding. Except for 16 against Dayton in the last 5 games, he's had only 11 points altogether.
One goes, the other doesn't. And Bradley goes back up by 8 with 3:52 to play. The pass to Swain, inside Nygaard. The double pump is blocked by Luke Jackson. Now Mason. And Donald Powell fouled Rod Mason, who drove the baseline.
Luke bailed himself out. He got beat, but he came up with the block. Somebody wanted a foul there. Looked like he got a piece of Mason's arm. No call. He gets through Hawk and Luke. Donald didn't have much choice.
Points for Mason, a 7-point lead for the Braves. All they have to do now is trade buckets for a while, and they should be able to handle this.
They're doing all they can to keep the ball out of Hawk's hands. They've got Swain on him. He's a very good defensive player. He's playing Hawk man-to-man while the other guys play his zone.
Powell couldn't handle the high pass.
I think for Creighton's advantage, a lot of teams that like to set it up and work their offense have trouble coming back from a deficit, but not these guys. They can nail a three-point shot just as easily as they can hit a layup.
And Brian Darcy, one of those 7 freshmen, pulls Creighton within 5. 2:45 to play. Manuel's called for the foul. And the Blue Jays will have the ball again. Braves want a timeout with 2:41 to play. They lead by 5.
Now at Cohen's, this 25-inch RCA color console with remote control. RCA's XL 100 color television with channel lock digital remote control on-screen channel display, the latest cable-ready 1987 model. On sale at an unbeatable $499. You save $200 on an RCA color console with remote control. An unbeatable value from Cohen's.
Okay. This is Bill Elliott and the Coors Racing Team. Now, you might think we're sitting around here talking about hard work, determination, the winning edge, and all the skill it takes to make a great racing team and a great beer. Nah, we're talking about fast cars, pretty women, and easy drinking Coors.
But not necessarily in that order.
Have we got a sweetheart deal for you at Heritage Buick Mazda? You said you wanted more for your money? You'll get it at Heritage. Right now, you can lease this Buick Skyhawk for just $189.27 per month with no money down. Here's another sweetheart deal from Heritage. Get this Mazda B2000 pickup for just $55.94 plus freight. And take a look at the all-new Mazda 4x4s. At Heritage, you'll love our low prices. Hey, this really is a sweetheart deal.
Braves 58, Creighton 53, 2 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the ball game. But Creighton has the ball coming out of this timeout. The fewest points Bradley has scored this year in a game, 65. And that happened twice, at St. Louis and at Indiana State.
Has lost them both.
Creighton can come within 3, and Swain accomplishes that. 58-55, 15 points for Gary Swain.
Can't let a little guy like that get inside on you.
He's done it a couple of times, and now a 5-second call against Bradley turns it over to Creighton.
And they've let this crowd get back into it.
These fellas behind us have never been out of it. We're right in front of the student section here at the Omaha Civic Auditorium, and they've been on their feet for the entire game. Their team has played a good one. Here's Swain. This time he doesn't get inside on the Braves. Luke Jackson with his third block. Anthony Manuel in the front court with 2 minutes to go. Hawkins drives, has it swatted away. Creighton ball.
Now, see Coach Allbeck, he wanted Hawk to shoot that. That last time down on defense, Luke did something he didn't do the time before. He shut off Swain and didn't let him go inside.
Here's Mason, blocked. Hersey Hawkins with the block, and then Mason fouls Hawkins. That's 4 on Rod Mason, and they'll walk the other way, where Hersey Hawkins will step up to the free throw line in the 1 and bonus.
Trade in that 33 for an S and a cape. Whatever they need, he comes up with it.
Someday he'll be trading it in for an NBA contract. It's a 3-point lead. The Braves really need him here. And the Hawk delivers.
Hope he remembers this when he gets that contract. Well, just an autograph or something, you know.
$60-55. The Brave lead is 5 again. Minute 40 to play in the ball game. This is Mason. He and Anthony Manuel have been like Siamese twins tonight. Swain front court on Hersey. Double team, shoots over everyone and misses, but it's tipped in. The freshman Darcy with the tip in. Brave lead only 3, and then Mason fouled Manuel. Was coming across the timeline. That's his 5th. So Rod Mason, who has been a key figure in this ball game for Creighton, although he hasn't scored a lot of points, he has done an excellent job of defending Anthony Manuel, and he will leave the ball game with 5 fouls and 5 points. He gets a hand from the crowd, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
His work has helped to set the tempo of this game, and it's not the tempo the Braves wanted.
Tell you, don't be surprised to see him on the Missouri Valley All-Conference team in a couple of years.
Little Renard Edwards from Providence St. Mel High School in Chicago, the senior. At 5'10", comes out to replace Mason. He was voted their most improved player a year ago. A minute 19 to go, and Manuel hits the first free throw. 61-57. Anthony has 4 points. Half of those were at the free throw line. He is 1 for 7 from the field. The lead is 5. Down to our last minute 15. Ball in the front court. This is Dicey, a freshman. Holds it high to Swain. Lost the ball. Coming over here and out of bounds. Belongs to Creighton.
I tell you, if Hawk's ankle is giving him any trouble at all. We haven't seen it here in the second half. Look at him on Swain.
Swain with a pull-up jumper. Swain has 17 points. We've got 50 seconds to play in the game, and Bradley by 3.
About a 9-second difference in the shot clock.
But Brian Darcy is charged with a foul. And that'll send Jerry Thomas to the free throw line. If you have to foul someone, JT's the guy to put at the line late in the game. Has 6 points, but tonight at the charity stripe, he's 4 out of 6. And that's not bad. That's not good. Braves by 3 with 30 seconds to play. A bomb could tie it. Swain shoots it. Rebound, Darcy. Braves by 1.
Baroni wanted the timeout, and the players didn't see him in time.
17 seconds left as they foul Anthony Manuel. And Manuel will go to the free throw line. He's in the 1 and bonus. Tony Baroni wants a timeout, and Swain calls one. It might be too late, though. They wanted one before the inbound. They didn't get it. They take it here with 17 seconds to play.
Being a businessman myself, I know how important it is to satisfy customers. That's why I come to O'Leary's.
Bob Grimm of Bob Grimm Chevrolet says, we're not kidding. For the entire month of February, we're giving away at no additional cost a brand new 1987 Chevy Chevette with your purchase of one of our Chevy StarCraft conversion vans.
He's kidding.
Not Bob. It's simple and easy with your purchase of any one of our 1987 Chevy StarCraft conversion vans in stock at our regular list price. We're not kidding. You'll get a brand new Chevy Chevette at no additional cost. But hurry, this unbelievable 2-for-1 sale ends on February 28th at Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton.
Don't want no loving, don't want no kissing, don't want no man to call me honey.
Don't want my name in the Hall of Fame.
Want a big fat pile of money.
Now give me that almighty dollar for that lettuce, let me holler.
Give me buckets full of ducats. Just let me walk around in Waller.
In Mazuma, El Dinero, I want to be a millionaire. Just give me that money.
Money. Money. Money. Money.
Play the Illinois Jackpot Instant Game. Y'all can rope in $1 million.
And as has been the case the last several games, our North Point Plaza Video Player of the Game, Junior Hersey Hawkins, 24 points tonight. He came out in the second half and did exactly what Bradley needed. Hit 3 of 3 3-pointers. This is earlier in the game, first half. In fact, I think these were his first points in the lane. North Point Video and Plaza Video will make a donation to the General Scholarship Fund at Bradley in Percy's name.
And a Creighton student body with a unique way of distracting the shooter. They hold their chairs over their heads and slam them together. They're more distracting to the announcers than they are to Anthony Manuel right now. 62 to 61 with 17 seconds to play. The Braves with a lead of 1. A strange ritual. Let's see if Manuel can put those seats back in their places. He does.
Whoa.
And a huge sigh of relief by Anthony Manuel. The executive producer of Bradley Basketball is Brad Longwell. Our director, Tom Opperman. Our producer is Steve Shaw. 64-61. Our associate director, John Crawford. Our administrative engineer, Ken Toffanelli. Frank Rice is on the graphics, and David Andrews of Farmington is our statistician. And with 12 seconds to go, another stoppage in play. This foul is on Manuel, his 4th.
Now, he's gonna learn. The next couple of years, we probably won't see him do that. He nails a couple of pressure free throws at the other end of the floor and then comes down and gets called for the foul. They didn't want to stop the clock with 12 seconds to go, that's for sure.
Gary Swain, a normally reliable free throw shooter at 81.8%, is 0 for 2 at the line tonight.
Folks in Peoria put the hex on him.
Hits the first. 18 for Gary Swain. Tony Baroni was an assistant coach at Bradley for 7 years, but he's never beaten the Braves since coming to Creighton a year ago. His team is very close. The free throw is missed. The rebound to Hersey Hawkins, and he's fouled with 9 seconds to play. It is a flagrant foul, so Hersey will have 2 shots. And I believe the foul's on Swain. Well, make it Bill Nygaard. And now he's fouled out of the ball game. That's 3 Creighton players who have fouled out.
Tony can't believe he got called for a flagrant foul, but actually it's nothing we haven't seen every game this season. Hawk getting held.
Hersey Hawkins has scored 33% of the Braves' points this season, and in this game, the story has been no different. He has 24 of the Braves' 64, and he gets 2 shots here with 9 seconds to play, and the Braves, up by 2, make it 3.
And he had to have at least one of these to at least ensure that Creighton can only tie. The 3-point shot's been their best friend, but they're 0 of 4 from there in this half.
It's a 4-point lead. That means the Blue Jays can shoot a 3-pointer and the Braves can run the clock out with the ball out of bounds. Bernard Edwards drives, hits the bucket, 66-64, but that's it. The game is over, and the Braves win it, 66-64. A close call in Omaha, but a victory nonetheless for the Braves, who are now 16-10 and 9-2 in the Missouri Valley. They hang on to that first place spot, and they play Illinois State on Wednesday, and now they're all by themselves in first place.
Boy, it was a hard fought one. They're not going to get any easier the rest of the way.
Illinois State is